Welcome to Coffee in the Barn, where every cup tells a story. With a rotating lineup of hosts, we invite you to join us as we explore the diverse challenges and triumphs of modern life and the heart of agriculture. From the fields to the classroom, from innovators to everyday visionaries, each episode brings a fresh perspective and a new voice. So brew yourself a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's uncover the stories that shape our lives, our farms, and our communities.
All right, so welcome. It's really nice to meet you and to have you here. For our listeners and our audience, could you just introduce yourself, your background, what you're here for today?
So my name is Sandra van Kuijk. I work at Trouw Nutrition since 2016. I started there immediately after my PhD. And I'm working as a validation researcher, which means that I test products already on the market, focus on feed additives, and I'm responsible to do this in Europe.
Okay, so you say you test products. What do you see as the biggest gap or the biggest issue in products? So you're here at DPP looking into research. So what do you think is the biggest gap in all the products that you're seeing? Are you seeing the same issues through these products, or are they performing equally?
There are so many different products. I'm really thinking how to answer this because it's a variety of products.
You can group them together. But.
Yeah, it's also, I think your main question would be, if you were looking at products, what is your problem? What are you trying to solve? Mm-hmm. And for every problem, there is a different solution. There's not a solution for everything yet, but
we'd be out of a job if there was a solution.
Yes, indeed, and that's what we're all working on. And I think that's why we're here to learn more about the problems, but also possible solutions.
Mm-hmm. Well, could you share a little bit about, I hear you're doing a poster, could you share a little bit of information?
I'm presenting a poster on mycotoxins in pigs. So enniatins, we tested enniatins. This is an emerging mycotoxin. It's not yet regulated, so there's not a lot of research done, but it can be there in large amounts, although there's no regulation. And what we saw is in newborn piglets, so in creep feed, we already gave the enniatins and we see a drop in feed intake. And with this drop of feed intake, we see a drop of performance, and this continues through after weaning until the end of the nursery. And we also tested in the same study a mycotoxin binder of our own, and we saw that it reduces the negative effects of enniatin.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta jump in. The person behind the camera here.
I know you have a question.
Do you think we need to stop talking about binding and more about mycotoxin mitigation and kind of describe the ideal, I hate the word binder, so mycotoxin mitigation strategy?
I agree, because binding is mainly for aflatoxin and the other mycotoxins need more than binding. I agree, yes.
Well, why do you think that this new mycotoxin has come about? Have we always known about it? It's the first time I'm hearing about it, so has it always been known, or is it something we've discovered?
Of course, the nature is fascinating. So it has been there for probably many, many years, and the reason I think that there's not a lot of research done on it is it's not regulated. It's maybe not the first one to cause major problems. So aflatoxin, for example, causes problems in humans if it's transferred through the animal into human food.
Yes.
And for enniatins, there is less known, and maybe it's less known indeed, but it has been there. It's there for probably ages already.
Yeah. Do you think it's becoming more prevalent in the diets that we're feeding now? Or?
It's very prevalent. So many feeds contain it. Yes, it's all over the world. So it's not just so I'm working for Europe, but it's all over the world. It's there.
All right. And is there a way that we could maybe mitigate it? The way that we're growing the food, processing the food, feeding the food, or is it just there and we need to manage it?
Of course, it always starts with reducing fungal contaminations already in the field. So we start with the plant and the fungus, the way back, and once it's there, it can still happen. It can happen on the field, it can happen during storage, fungus can be there, mycotoxins can be produced. So it should be, the whole chain should be controlled, ideally. So if you start from the beginning, but you still have a risk, it's there in your feed, and there the mitigation products can play a role.
That's fascinating. It's a chain where everybody has to kind of work together, trust everybody's done their job correctly. But we're here at DPP, and I want to know, is there an effect of this mycotoxin beyond, you mentioned reducing feed intake in piglets? Is there an effect physiologically on these pigs?
So we tested the gut leakage. We didn't see significant results, but we see an indication that enniatin increases leakage, so it increases permeability of the gut. But we need more research on that. At this moment, and I cannot present that yet, but we are running analysis to see how many enniatins are taken up by the animal and in blood, and we are testing biomarkers to see what else it does in the animal. But yeah, it's running at this very moment, so I cannot.
All of this is really exciting, being here at DPP, there's so many talks. Is there one that you're specifically looking forward to that could maybe add to your new research, or is there anyone that you're specifically looking forward to?
More for a general idea, so not one specific talk, the overview of talks to see what problems people encounter and what the industry encounters, how the industry is evolving. Not only the big industry, but all the, let's say, feed industry.
The feed industry.
The complete chain, again, I think that's important. So it's more a general idea on gut health. I would be very interested to learn more about that.
Yeah, it's very interesting you speak about the feed industry evolving as well. I mean, the world industry is evolving and all these changes right now. So really cool to have you here. I really appreciate your time. When is your poster session? When can people come see
It's
it?
tomorrow during lunchtime. So tomorrow Wednesday during lunchtime.
Fantastic.
Poster 50.
And how would people who are not here at DPP reach you if they have any questions?
You can always reach me through email, LinkedIn. We are planning on publishing this, but that's the future still, but still work in progress.
Okay, well, it's been really great to speak with you. I've learned something new. I didn't know about mycotoxins, so fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to speak with you. Could you introduce yourselves to our audience?
Well, my name is Michael Wellington, and I'm a researcher with Trial Nutrition, and also hold an adjunct position at the University of Saskatchewan. I joined Trial in January of 2021, and I've been working mostly on piglets and sometimes in go-finish. My work relates largely to quantitative nutrition. Yeah.
Okay. My background is also quantitative nutrition, being simulation models and incorporating feed intake and environments and all that stuff. So we have that in common. But knowing the topic of your poster, the interaction between threonine, amino acid, and fiber, my knowledge on that is very limited. So could you share a bit about that without giving too much away? I'm really interested to hear about that.
Well, the hypothesis is that fiber plays a significant role in gut modulation, and the role it plays has to do with the different fractions of fiber. So you have the soluble type of fiber, the insoluble type of fiber, and then also different fractions that play separate roles in the gut. Now, what we know is that as we increase fiber in the diet, we begin to see changes in terms of animal performance. Sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive, depending on the type of fiber that you're feeding.
I was just about to say, the type of fiber.
The type of fiber is key because the properties of each fiber, water holding capacity, passage rate, also affects nutrient absorption and intake. And therefore, you will see that results are always not consistent with fiber. But one of the key things that we've seen in the last few years is the fact that fiber drives increase of improvement in gut development. And the reason is because of its relationship with mucin secretion. Right? So as you feed high fiber diet, you indirectly have increase in mucus secretion in the gut. And mucus secretion is important part of the gut trying to protect itself from the abrasiveness of fiber and all that. And one key component of mucin is threonine, right? So what it means indirectly is as you are increasing your fiber in the diet, more of your dietary threonine is ending up in mucin secretion.
Okay, so it's increasing the requirement.
Exactly. So indirectly we are increasing the requirement of threonine. And what we find is that this relationship has not been really studied a lot. And so as we go along, we just keep requirement levels of threonine at the same NRC requirement for so many years. But our diets are increasingly becoming more fibrous, right? So we need to look at the relationship so that we can be able to use quantitative methods to adjust the ratios of how much fiber and how much threonine is in the diet, so that we can have a good balance.
So you mentioned the different types of fiber. Are you just looking at the different types of fiber, or are you looking at different types of fiber containing ingredients as well? Or is that the next steps? Am I jumping ahead?
Well, no, that's actually a difficult question because, when you work in a global environment with different kinds of sources of ingredients for different parts of the world, when you go into ingredients, then it becomes difficult for you to have quantitative solutions, right? But then all ingredients will have one or two or three different types of fiber properties.
And even those ingredients themselves, within that ingredient differs,
Exactly. So
from source
probably
and all sorts.
if you look at maybe barley in Europe, barley in Canada, they will have more, fermentable or more soluble type of fiber as compared to maybe sugar beet pulp, which is also highly soluble, right? So different types of ingredients will have different composition of the fiber types, and therefore the focus is more looking at the nutrients rather than the ingredients, and that makes the quantitation quite straightforward for application in different parts of the world. So that's the focus for now, but I agree that the ingredient also plays a significant role in doing that. Yeah.
Can the person behind the camera ask you a question?
That's fine.
Being the enzyme person, how does enzymes impact or interplay with the fiber and threonine requirements? What's better than a great cup of coffee? A great coffee mug to match your personality while you listen to the next episode of Coffee in the Barn. At Buy Blackett, we've got mugs that'll make you laugh, smile, and show off your unique style, all while keeping your coffee warm. Whether you're into heartwarming messages or hilarious designs, there's something for everyone. Plus, every purchase supports Coffee in the Barn and helps us keep bringing you the content you love. So grab your next favorite mug today. Visit buyblackett.com/animistic and use the promo code animistic for exclusive deals. Let's type that out because there's 2 T's in this. So the website again is www.buyblackett.com/ANIMISTIC. Buy Blackett. Funny mugs, unique vibes, and you're supporting your favorite podcast.
That's a good question. So when you talk about enzymes, then you talk about carbohydrates, right? That's mainly work towards breaking down fibers. When you look at literature, consistently we see the performance of phytases as really consistent. But for carbohydrates, it's not really consistent because some of them work on different properties. For example, we have beta-glucans in barley and some parts of wheat, which works very well with beta-glucanases. Those ones are able to help with the digestion and absorption process of high fiber diets. But we still have more work to do with the enzyme. I'm not an enzyme expert, but what I see in the literature is the inconsistency that happens. Yes. So what we are trying to do to solve that actually is key in terms of kinetics of the fiber digestion, because different fibers will be absorbed or fermented at different rates in the gut. So learning about the kinetics of different fiber sources helps to address some of the issues that we could also address with the carbohydrates, which is not really consistent at the moment.
Yeah. All this talk about fiber, gut health, and all that being here at DPP, I feel like there's so many talks about those topics. What talk are you most looking forward to? Either one you've listened to today or tomorrow or the next day. Is there any specific?
Yeah, I think the one I listened to today was in the sessions of the weaning. They had a talk from a professor from UC Davis talking about how probiotics, prebiotics, and other direct fed microbials are able to impact gut health. And all those things, all those components also have some properties that is shared with fibers. Short-chain fatty acids also play that role. But I'm really looking forward to listening to the talk of Sonia Lewis from Wellington University in the Netherlands, and she will be speaking, keynote speaker on fiber kinetics.
Okay.
And that's really important because then we have more understanding of how fiber breakdown is important, and then helps to guide at what point in the life of the piglet or in the pig can we feed the different types of fibers. So I'm looking forward to that talk.
Is your work specifically focused on piglets, you say?
Yeah, so my development now is focused largely on piglets because I did my PhD in similar topic, fiber and threonine, but also with disease challenge, but mainly in growing pigs. So now we are applying that in the piglet because that is where the gut development actually occurs. So it's important that we relate it back to piglets and see how we can improve gut development with the inclusion of fiber, but also adjusting for the threonine levels in the diet.
I think you've really shown how everything is so interconnected, and that always fascinates me, and that's what I feel is the purpose of me being a scientist, is figuring out those connections. So it's been really great to speak to you, but could you share with the people that are here where and what time they could come see you at your poster?
So the poster session is on Wednesday at, I believe at 2, from between 1:20 and 2 for the lunch break, and it will be in the room across the lunchroom, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can find me there, but also you can reach out to me through my email, which I will leave with you to publish, and also from LinkedIn you can reach out to me.
Oh, that's great. It's been really nice to speak to you. Something that I've never thought about, the effect of fiber on threonine. So
yeah,
really
it's
fascinating.
Very interesting topic.
Yeah.
So.
Really. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us here at DPBE today. I'm really excited to have you here. Could you introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm Karolina Augusto. I'm from Brazil. I'm in nutrition for almost 10 years. And previously, I worked for some different companies in Brazil. I focus on manure treatment and management in the beginning of my career, and then I came back to nutrition. And nowadays, I work as a validation researcher for Latin, doing trials in partnership with different universities around Latin. I mean, Brazil, Mexico, Guatemala, and some different countries, Chile as well. Focus on feed additives.
Okay. Well, I'm really glad that you came back. You said you came back to nutrition. I came back to nutrition. Very exciting to be the nutritionist here at Animistic. I know that you have a poster on organic acids. Is it organic acids specifically?
Yes. Our study focus on evaluation of a blend of different organic acids in nursery piglets. That's this stage of the life of the piglets, is a phase. So how this blend of organic acids could help on the health and indirectly, and the performance of piglets when we supply them into the water.
Okay, so you're supplying through water. That's very interesting. So I'm glad you said blend organic acids. People think it's just one. That's the main one, or only feed one. As a nutritionist, we supply multiple for different reasons. We do it through the feed, so sort of through the water. Is it more of an effect on mitigating microbes in the gut? Is it through gut development? Being through the water, is it an acidifier? What is the purpose of doing it through the water?
Yeah. The purpose of this blend of organic acids is a different short and medium fatty acids combination is to different actions into the digestive tract. Yeah, and then making the digestive tract more healthier. Then you have better for performance. So acidifier the digestive tract is a good key to.
So it sounds like it's a combination of improved nutrient absorption as well as acidifying the gut and
to reduce the microbial load.
Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like it does multiple things, and that's why we have a blend, right? So they do different things at different points of the gut. So that's really interesting. Could you share a little bit of information about your poster, about these organic acids?
Yeah, in this work specifically, we try to test this blend of organic acid in the water of nursery piglets and evaluate the feed consumption if increasing the blend of organic acids into the water, it would increase the feed intake as well, and indeed increased. So we had this response, but in this specific study we didn't have significant differences into other performance parameters, but I consider this important finding because we follow the same animals without treatment, that treatment, to the finishing and the slaughtering. And then we could see good results, a compensatory
it continues through
grow in that part, in the finished part of
it's not just once off and it's done. It's a long-term effect and compounding.
Carryover effect. And this is really important for us in Latin because as we have a global product as this feed additives and many other kind of feed additives nutrition has globally, then we can prove to our customers and to our internal team how those global feed additives can act in our reality, our facilities, our stress, challenges, and diets.
I think that's so important what you're saying because there's so many feed additives out there. A lot of them seem very similar. Some of them work, some of them don't. It seems, but it's sort of based on that specific environment, right? In my research, in my master's studies, I was doing simulation modeling, and it wouldn't work for every single farm and every single environment. So what I also want to ask as an add-on to that is what differentiates one organic acid from another? Why is one maybe better than the other in that specific environment?
The quality of the production of the product, is ultimately important to guarantee the quality, the efficiency of the product, the choosing of ingredients for the organic acids as well is ultimately important. And so this is what we have in Threon Nutrition. So we have many huge effort to guarantee the quality of our products.
Focusing on quality and obviously how it's delivered too, right?
Yeah, and that's why we have not only strong innovation department with many researchers working there to develop new products and to investigate the effects of those products and solutions, let me say, not only products but the combination, solution, prevent disease or not disease but pains, customer pains, let me say. but also to guarantee the results in the farm.
Yeah. It sounds like really important research, really applicable research, something that we really need for sustainable pork production, right? Instead of just throwing all these feed additives at the pigs and hoping something sticks, having something that we know works, and that's why we have you as a researcher for this.
I'm going to put you on the hot seat here. What is the most important must-have asset part of an acidification or bacterial control program for nursery pigs?
Great question. My personal opinion, my professional opinion is the blend of organic acids is the key, is the answer. So in my experience over this past 10 years doing trials with those products, I see there is no one organic acid as a solution. So the combination is the key. So bringing them together into only one product, so it's the key.
For people who are here at DPP, where can they see your poster and come speak to you?
Yeah, this poster will be in the poster center, place 96, and I will be there in front, but they can reach out me by LinkedIn or email.
Is the poster session tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, we will put your email and LinkedIn contact for our audience who are not here to speak to you. I'm sure you'll have some people reaching out. I would love to discuss with you further as well. But it's really great to have you speak with me, and really excited to see your poster. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, without giving too much away, we'd be really interested to know, for people that aren't here to listen to your talk, what is the key takeaways from your talk, and about the importance of appetite, changing genetics, and share with our listeners about a little bit about that.
So my work, the presentation here for this conference will be around diagnosing why some pigs are starting off well and others are not post-weaning. And I think there's a big lack of knowledge around that area, especially when we look at individual feed intake and the short-term adaptation post-weaning. We've demonstrated there are clear differences on that phenotype, and that has long-term consequences, but we don't know why. And when you do your homework in terms of what are potential hypotheses behind this, there's so many on the gut-brain axis. When you first start reading about gut-brain axis, we focus on humans and all the behavior problems around our food industry and food intake. Then you go to animal models, you figure out the pathways, you understand a bit more. But then you put the weaning event in the middle, which comes along with a lot of stress and a big difference from one day to another about their food form and all the environmental changes. There's a lot that could go wrong and reduce appetite in these pigs. And the first step that I try to bring in with this research is to diagnose the problem in a different angle. So transcriptomics in a couple of organs key in the gut-brain axis, like hypothalamus and ileum, and then from there, build up the key pathways and hypotheses that are differentiating those two populations. And
it sounds like mode of action is, understanding mode of action is most important, and the external effects that affect that mode of action is most important, rather than just something works and let's go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Understanding the background and how it changes in different scenarios. So we really look forward to your talk, but for people who are here, could you tell us when your talk is?
Yes, so that will be Thursday at 2:45 p.m. So looking forward to talk a bit more about this to the audience and receive feedback about it, especially that one.
And how would people reach you after DPP?
I think you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm always easy and eager to have a brainstorming session about any topic related to piglet and the feed intake, and we'll be publishing some of this work too.
Oh, great.
So,
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
sure.
Really appreciate it. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.